Origin and characteristics of Goliath. Goliath, one of the most infamous figures in the Bible, was a Philistine warrior from the city of Gath. He is best known for his role in the battle against Israel, where he was defeated by the young shepherd David. His physical attributes, military gear, and reputation made him a formidable opponent, instilling fear in the Israelite army. 1. Goliath's ancestry and the Philistine connection. Goliath was from Gath, one of the 5 major Philistine cities, along with Ashdod, Ashkelon, Ekron, and Gaza. The Philistines were a seafaring people believed to have originated from the Aegean region before settling in Canaan. They were known for their military strength, advanced weaponry, and frequent conflicts with Israel. There are theories that Goliath may have been a descendant of the Rephaim, an ancient. 2. Goliath's gigantic stature. Goliath's height is described in *1 Samuel 17-4 as being 6 cubits and a span, W 2.90 meters, 9 feet 6 inches. His eye. 3. Goliath's military equipment and armor. Goliath was not only massive, but also well-equipped for battle. The Bible provides a detailed description of his armor and weapons in 1 Samuel 17-5-7. Bronze helmet. Protecting his head, it was a mark of elite warriors. Coat of scale armor, weighed about 5,000 shekels of bronze, approximately 57 kilograms or 125 pounds, providing strong protection against attacks. Leg guards of bronze, used to protect his shins in battle. Javelin and spear. His spear's iron tip alone weighed 600 shekels, about 7 kilograms or 15 pounds, making it extremely deadly. Shield bearer. A servant walked ahead of Goliath, carrying a large shield to further defend him. This extensive armor and weaponry made him nearly impervious to standard attacks, giving the Philistines confidence that no Israelite warrior could defeat him. 4. Goliath's reputation and psychological warfare. Goliath was not just a warrior, he was a psychological weapon. For 40 days, he came out every morning and evening to challenge the Israelites, mocking them and their God, 1 Samuel 17-8-10. His words were meant to intimidate and demoralize the opposing army, making them feel powerless against him. By proposing a one-on-one duel, Goliath sought to eliminate unnecessary bloodshed while proving Philistine dominance. However, the challenge also revealed the fear and lack of faith among the Israelites, as no soldier dared to step forward until David arrived. 5. Symbolism of Goliath. Goliath represents more than just a physical enemy, symbolizes seemingly insurmountable challenges. His towering presence and advanced weaponry made him appear undefeatable by human standards. However, his defeat at the hands of young David demonstrated that faith and trust in God could overcome even the most impossible odds. Goliath's origins, size, armor, and reputation made him one of the most dangerous figures in the Bible. Yet, despite his power, he was ultimately no match for the divine strength working through David. His story serves as a powerful reminder that true victory comes not from physical might, but from unwavering faith. Would you like me to expand on any part of this? Goliath's challenge to Israel. For 40 days, Goli 1 Samuel 17-8-10.3 meters tall, armed with. He proposed a single combat duel where Israel's champion would face him. Whoever won would determine the fate of both nations. But no Israelite, not even King Saul, dared to confront him. His words were more than a challenge. They were psychological warfare, humiliating Israel and questioning God's power. The fear among the Israelites showed their lack of faith. Yet, this terrifying challenge set the stage for David, an unlikely hero, to step forward not with armor or weapons, but with unwavering trust in God. The encounter between David and Goliath. The showdown between David and Goliath was one of the most defining moments in biblical history. It was a clash between overwhelming strength and unwavering faith, proving that victory does not come from physical might, but from trust in God. 1. David arrives at the battlefield. David was not a soldier, but a young shepherd sent by his father, Jesse, to bring food to his older brothers serving in King Saul's army. 1 Samuel 17-17-18. When he arrived at the Israelite camp, he heard Goliath's taunts and saw the fear in the army. Unlike the seasoned warriors, David was not intimidated. Instead, he was outraged that a pagan giant was defying the army of the living God. 1 Samuel 17:26. 2. David's faith and Saul's doubt. Word spread that David was willing to fight Goliath, and he was brought before King Saul. Saul doubted David's ability, pointing out that he was just a boy, while Goliath had been a warrior since his youth. 1 Samuel 17:33. But David recalled how he had killed lions and bears while protecting his sheep, declaring that the same God who delivered him from wild beasts would deliver him from Goliath. 1 Samuel 17:34-37. 3. Rejecting Saul's armor. Saul offered David his own armor, but it was too heavy and unfamiliar. Instead, David chose to fight with what he knew: a shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones from a nearby brook. 1 Samuel 17:38-40. This decision symbolized his reliance on God rather than human strength. 4. The confrontation. As David approached, Goliath mocked him, saying, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" 1 Samuel 17:43. He cursed David and threatened to feed his body to the birds and wild animals. But David boldly responded, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands." 1 Samuel 17:45-47. 5. David's victory. Without hesitation, David ran toward Goliath, took a stone, and slung it with precision. The stone struck Goliath's forehead, sinking deep into his skull, and the giant collapsed face down on the ground. 1 Samuel 17:49. David then took Goliath's own sword and decapitated him, sealing Israel's victory. This encounter demonstrated that faith in God can overcome even the most impossible obstacles. David's victory was not just military, it was spiritual, proving that God does not save by sword or spear, but by his power. Defeat by the hand of God. Goliath's downfall was not just a military defeat, but a divine demonstration of God's power. While the Philistine relied on his size, armor, and weapons, God's strength. As Goliath advanced, David ran toward him, slung a single stone, and God guided it to strike Goliath's forehead. Cause 1 Samuel 17:49 used Goliath's own sword to behead him. The Philistines, witnessing their champion's unexpected fall, fled in terror, and Israel pursued them in triumph. This battle was a clear testament that God fights for those who trust in him, turning the weakest into victorious warriors. Legacy and symbolism. The story of David and Goliath is more than an ancient battle. It is a powerful lesson in faith, courage, and divine victory. David's triumph symbolizes the idea that God empowers the weak to overcome the mighty, showing that trust in him is greater than any earthly strength. 1. A lesson in faith over fear. Goliath represents intimidating challenges, while David embodies unwavering faith. The Israelites, paralyzed by fear, saw Goliath as unbeatable. But David, armed only with faith, saw him as a mortal man defying the living God. 1 Samuel 17:26. His victory reinforces that fear is defeated when faith takes action. 2. God chooses the unexpected. David was not a warrior, he was a shepherd. Yet God chose him to bring victory, proving that he often works through the least expected people. 1 Corinthians 1:27. This theme continues throughout David's life, as he later becomes Israel's greatest king, showing that God's plan surpasses human expectations. 3. A foreshadowing of greater battles. David's battle with Goliath foreshadows the spiritual battles believers face against doubt, fear, and obstacles that seem insurmountable. Just as David trusted in God's strength, we too are called to face our giants with faith, knowing that the battle belongs to the Lord. 1 Samuel 17:47. The story of David and Goliath isn't just about a shepherd defeating a giant, it's about trusting God when the odds are against you. No matter how big the battle, faith will always be stronger than fear. Trust in Him, step forward, and let God lead you to victory.